Hey everybody, it's the Aloha Nerds. I'm Asa.
I'm Hans.
Yes, you are.
Yes, I am.
All right, so what did we just do, Hans?
Well, we just saw a great movie.
Yeah, Shazam.
I thought we saw Captain Marvel.
We saw Captain Marvel in DC's Shazam.
Yeah, I have issues.
We know. First things first, let's just give our individual opinions and then we'll go into spoilers after that. How about
Okay.
that? So what did you think?
Um, it, wa- I, hmm, it was okay. I liked it. I had some issues with it, but some of those issues have nothing to do with the movie itself. Just my issues. As far as the movie itself goes, it was okay. I mean, it was fun. It was, it was definitely not Ang Lee's The Hulk, so I will, definitely not hate it. So that's my opinion of it.
Okay, would you recommend others to watch it?
Oh yeah. I would recommend matinees personally, not paying full price. Go with a group. It'll be more fun that way. Go with people that actually know. Go with other nerds, geeks, what have you, comic book weirdos.
People like us.
People like us.
As far as I'm concerned, I enjoyed it quite a bit. It's certainly not the best comic book movie in the world, but for DC, it's a solid hit. It gets them on base.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a home run. It doesn't knock it out of the park, but it's a solid movie, solid act structure, and there were a few surprises here and there. For somebody as jaded as I am, I probably saw the surprise ahead of time, but for the regular movie-going audience, probably okay.
Yeah.
I would say there's a few scares that a little kid might have issues with, so if you...
I mean, most little kids these days are growing up on...
If they're good with, say, Jurassic Park from '93, that kind of PG-13 scare, they should be perfectly fine.
There was no blood.
No blood whatsoever.
I mean, where there should have been blood, there was no blood. That was one of my issues.
Well, that's what makes it PG-13.
Yeah. They got to swear instead.
A few swears, not many, no F words.
No, just a lot of shit.
Yeah.
That was, I think, the biggest one, and flipping people off.
Yeah.
That was...
entertaining, at least.
Yeah.
Mostly.
Mostly.
But yeah, overall, I would say it's a decent enough movie. Certainly not the best one in the world. I mean, we've only got 20-something days until Avengers Endgame comes up, so we'll see on that one.
It better be better than this one, otherwise I will be very disappointed.
I have faith in Kevin Feige.
Marvel's been doing,
their track record, yeah.
Most of the time.
In my opinion, I would definitely recommend it to most folks. I thoroughly enjoyed it. There's some points that I'm not exactly happy with, but
it's
every movie.
Yeah. You do things to, for story, for time, for compression, yada, yada, yada. So
exactly.
I get that.
So you said you had some issues. What kind of issues are we talking?
Well, first of all, it's Captain Marvel and not Shazam. I get it. I know they lost the lawsuit, and I'm always trying to figure out how you lose a lawsuit with the fact that your item is older than the person that's suing you. And okay, fine. Yeah. Anyway, so that aside, the movie itself, while I know that Shazam, in all of its iterations, all the way from the beginning, has been a bit campy. And has always never been completely and totally serious, except for, a bit of a run in the 90s and maybe even now, because I just saw... I don't keep up with it, I will say. But I could have gone for a little bit less camp in the movie, a little bit less humor. Granted, I know that all the characters were, young, 13, 14, 15, that sort of thing. So, you're going to get that, with that kind of a humor. And
for a long time, that's what the character was aimed towards.
Yeah. But again, at the beginning, while, Billy Batson was young, I mean, he was a kid, he was... a loner. He was on his own. He was living in a tunnel, selling newspapers for, money, and this of course was back in the, way long ago.
When they didn't have social services.
Yeah, pretty much. But I mean, people like that, kids like that, tend to be a bit less kid.
Right. Already grown up a little bit.
Yeah, a lot,
Right.
actually, because they can take care of themselves. And that was kind of the thing about Billy here, was he could take care of himself. He didn't want to be in a foster home, and he had his own thing, that he had his,
Right.
goal, I guess,
Yeah.
for lack of a better word. So, it could have been less campy. I think he should have been a bit more world-wise than
Okay.
they portrayed him as. Given the information that we got as the movie went along about his character. So, there is that. Dr. Savannah, again, completely retconned from the original. I mean, he needed
A foil.
A nemesis, a foil, whatever you want, a supervillain. And so I get that, and I'm assuming that it was retconned in the comic books too, and they kind
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, so, but still, because in the original Dr. Savannah, while, very intelligent, hyper intelligent, your basic, super smart supervillain, was, a sniveling, whiny, 4.5-foot tall milquetoast. The only thing going for him was his brain.
Right.
That's where his, villainy came in. He was definitely not superpowered, and that's not a spoiler because you see
Right.
it in the trailers. I don't. And again, maybe today's audience wouldn't have gotten the whole, highly intelligent yet snivelly milquetoast kind of villain.
Right.
I don't know. I'm a little old school in some things, get off my lawn, that sort of thing. And so this is the spoiler part. If you haven't seen the movie, you can just stop it or whatever. But at the end of Shazam, they bring forth something that I think is far too soon for the movie.
Right.
Maybe in a sequel, if it would have made it that far or whatever, which is the at the time, in the way back, was the Marvel family.
Right.
Captain Marvel, and then all the rest of the Marvels, and so on and so forth. Of course, it's Shazam now. I don't know what they're calling themselves, but it's the family. It's
Right.
the Marvel. It's the little sister and the big sister and the ortho family kind of fostery thing. I just think it was too much.
Okay.
They could have done well enough with just Shazam. God, it hurts every time I say that. And that was it. I just think, and I think that seems to be a DC thing. At least it was for a while, and maybe not, then it went away, but it's just, too much, too fast, too soon.
Right.
And I can say that slower because that really came out quickly. It's too much, too fast, too soon. They did it with, I don't know if they have how much they had say in Batman with Tim Burton and whatever, but it was just like double supervillain,
Right.
yada yada yada, and it just was overwhelming. And I think that's the case here. It's just too much, too fast, too soon. That was my biggest thing. And just, I mean, it goes back to the whole young mind. I mean, Billy Batson I don't think should have been as much of a kid as he was.
Okay.
He was just too young.
Right.
For me, I mean, it was okay. I mean, I get it. I know what they were going for. I see it. Okay. But given his life and what have you, I think he should have been more streetwise, more worldly wise. Maybe not superhero wise, but at least I don't think the power should have gone to his head that fast.
Right.
Because in none of the comics that I ever read was he that much of a dick.
True. There was a good phase in the second act where
he was a dick.
He was being a total dick. Let the power go right to his head.
Yeah. And I get what they're trying to do.
Right.
I do. Yeah, he's a kid. He's just got. I mean, Probably if somebody, made me say their magic name and I turned into, even at this age, I probably would become a bit of a dick. Face it, I can fly, I'm bulletproof, but I think I'd rather be a dick to people that, deserve being dicks
Right.
too, like, bad guys and that sort of thing.
Yeah, for me, the Marvel family at the end was interesting. Saw it coming a mile away, unfortunately, but I watched too many movies.
But I mean, it was there. I mean,
Yeah,
family is everything. You had a
that
family.
was a big
Yeah.
throughput, and
I get.
if that's going to be your theme, there's worse themes out there.
There are. It's not a
So,
bad theme.
and
Not at all.
overall, yeah, that was a stumbling point, but uh, the villains, the Seven Deadly Sins, uh, overall pretty good. I have my issues with some of the plotting, and again, him being a total dickwad most of the time, or in the second act, and then only finally realizing it after his family was threatened. Uh,
Yeah. Well,
a little too quick on some points, but it's
they didn't have 3 hours and 3 minutes for an entire movie, so they had to compress it.
They had to cut it down for time
because they're not Marvel.
No. Anything else you want to say about it?
His name is Captain Marvel, not Shazam. Get a new lawyer. Yeah.
Because how does he tell people what his name is?
My name is Shazam. Thwack. Oh, son of a.
So everybody can call him by his name except him.
Right. Well, not his family can't do it either.
No.
Because every time they call him by his name, insert Benny Hill music at this point in time as they're completely changing back and forth and yada yada yada. I did like, which is completely segued into something else. I did like the little non-cameo
right
at
the
end.
Very end. Yeah,
that was fun. I honestly, to say, I did not see that coming.
There were rumors during filming that they had a full cameo, and I can see how those rumors started.
Yeah, well,
because somebody in the suit was walking around.
They had the suit, and that was, you can probably figure out that cameo. And the end credits were kind of cute,
yes.
with all the various hero tweaks and nudges,
right.
and stay to the end of the movie.
Two after credits, one right after the main graphics credits, and then one after the full credits.
Right. Yeah.
And the stinger in the cafeteria was right before the credits hit.
Right.
So
well, you'll see that one.
Yeah. But yeah, if you want to see everything, wait the whole way through.
Google Shazam villains too while you're at it, because otherwise you'll be going,
scratch your head about one of the post-credit scenes.
Yeah.
But it's a nice little nod.
Yes. Yeah. No, I think that's about it.
Okay. I've been Asa.
I've been trying to be Hans.
And we are the Aloha Nerds.
Aloha.